8 o'clock whenever you're ready. Hey, there we are.
We're
Welcome back, everybody, to podcast 13 of the Midwest Outdoor Experience podcast. I got with me talking Austin, and we'll introduce the guest in a little bit. Austin, how you doing?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. You can't complain when you get about a 63, 64 degree day, January 6th.
Yeah, I'll take that every single time. It beats last year. Last year was the anniversary, or yesterday, I think.
Yeah, big snowstorm.
Snowstorm, yeah. Snow and ice storm.
I saw that.
It was super cold and icy, and this year it's 60 degrees, so I'll take this.
Can't beat it. Have you done any fishing?
Yeah, since our last one, I think fished a couple times, but most recently I fished Friday and did a little crappie fishing, which was kind of caught a lot of little ones, caught some nice ones too. But
nice.
Then I bass fished for about an hour and a half, and it was excellent. Mostly my jerkbait, which fits very well with today.
Yes, it does. I have not done any fishing. I'm planning on going Sunday if all goes well. So hopefully I can get a little scouting before our next tournament in the winter series, which is January 17th, coming up. Mark your calendars, pre-register now at our website.
Mm-hmm.
And come on out and join us. That tournament hours, they adjust a little bit, and it is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. are the tournament hours of that tournament. Everything else is the same, though, minus the tournament hours. And, otherwise, that's basically all I want to hit before we get into some great conversation. Today, we're going to be talking a lot about jerkbait fishing, and we thought there'd be no one better to talk to about it than, what did he call himself? Or what was his name?
He calls himself that. I've heard Jack Uxa call him the professor.
The professor, Andy Messina.
Called him the professor as well.
Yes. Sorry, I messed that up.
But he says he'll roll with it. He
absolutely.
Likes it.
So we'll just make it a thing.
He's not coin his own nickname. He's not that type of person, I don't think.
All right. So
all right, let's
bring him on in.
Mr. Andy Messina.
What's going on, guys?
What's Andy, happening? How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. How about you guys?
Doing good.
Doing really good. Excited to do some talking about jerkbait fishing tonight.
Yep, I'm right here with you, man. It's probably my favorite bait to fish. So let's get into it.
Oh, good. That's great. Well, I guess before we get real started, if anybody doesn't know, Andy, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, my wife and I live here at the 14-mile marker of the Big Niagara. We own a resort, Rippling Waters Resort. We moved down here probably 6 years ago. Formerly, I was a controls electrician in St. Louis, and she was a counselor, and we had the opportunity to make the move down here, and we really weren't sure what we were doing. Still don't to this day, but what do they say? YOLO, you only live once. So
like that.
We just went for it, and here we are 6 years later.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, cool. So heck, there's a lot of places we can start this conversation, but I guess let me see. So you are a jerkbait. I'll call you a jerkbait specialist in my eyes, because I am not. And I'm looking to soak up some good information. I'm going to be the sponge tonight. Right. So I'm sure Austin will get a little bit too, but Austin Austin will say that I'm always in my head when it comes to jerkbait fishing. Rather, I'm thinking about, is my profile right? Is my color right? Is it sinking too fast? Am I pausing enough? Oh my gosh, we're going to get into a fun conversation. So I guess I'm going to start off the question with, when it comes to you're throwing a jerkbait, you get out on the lake. Mm-hmm. How are you deciding what jerkbait you're starting with that day?
Well, anytime I'm jerkbait fishing, I usually have 4 or 5 different jerkbaits tied on. I'll have I brought some, I'll have like a shad pattern, for example. And then I do a shad, I do a loud, and then I'll do, a lot of times I'll do a silent. Okay. This is a 110 Vision 110 silent. And then this has just been the past couple of years, but I've been throwing the junior a bunch, 110 junior, 110 junior plus one, sorry.
Okay.
So, I'll use the plus one on a steeper bank. The bait I use as far as a plus one or just a standard 110 will kind of just depend on the target I'm throwing at. I really like that plus one junior, or even the full size plus one when you got more like a 45-degree bank. Because it seems like, man, if the bank's like this and your bait's coming like this, man, they just don't want to. Don't seem to commit as much. But if you can get your jerkbait to kind of follow the contour of the lake, then I've had a lot more success. Seems to they just don't seem to want to swim real far. So the closer you can get it to them, the better.
I gotcha. See, look at that. Already golden nuggets of information coming out in the first question. I hope everybody's tuning in because this is good. I love it.
Thank you.
With that, I was going to say, so you said you got 4 or 5 usually tied on at one time. I got to ask, how long will you throw one of the jerkbaits before switching if it's not getting bit?
Yeah, if I get a couple followers, say on a shad pattern, like if I'm on a bank and I'm seeing fish follow, and I get 2 or 3 followers, then I'll switch to, I'll go to something loud like this and just see what happens. Jerkbait fishing, I guide here at the lake, and I'm not big on colors. When we're talking other baits, I'm like green pumpkin, white, or black and blue. Mm-hmm. But with jerkbaits, colors definitely matter. And as far as what color on what day, I just typically experiment. I don't have that figured out. That's why I got 5 of them tied on, right? So,
gotcha.
In my mind, it just kind of simplifies it when you've got a shad pattern that you like, then you have something that grabs their attention, something orange, something yellow, something chartreuse. To me, that kind of covers the gamut of colors that you can play with and see what they're into for that particular day.
Do you kind of build it based on like the conditions? Like say if it's a sunnier day, do you kind of go with more reflective colors, or do you kind of just have like a matte, like the whole run of the gambit, and you don't really listen to the traditional like jerkbait color? No. You just kind of see it working.
No, they didn't read the jerkbait color book, so I mean, I wish I had an answer for that, but I mean, when I was out last weekend, it was sunny and slick, and that's what they were biting.
Really?
I don't know the color, but I mean, it couldn't be any louder.
Yeah,
they seem to prefer that over the shad pattern on that particular day, and
very interesting.
Yeah, it always helps, like in a team tournament scenario, have your partner throw a shad and you throw a loud one, or vice versa, because
see what's getting bit.
Yep. That's one way to kind of narrow it down a little quicker.
I know that at our last tournament, Austin was throwing the Wake and React Vision 110.
Yep.
And I started with a Pro Blue, and he got bit right away. And I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going. I switched at least 3 different colors, and then I did a Megabass Junior 110 Plus as well.
Yep.
And I had no luck compared to his Wake and React. But as soon as I tried on that Wake and React, boom, it was I was catching.
Yeah.
That was the color for the day for sure. And I think I kind of heard you. I listened to something on Bass and Bob. I think you were talking and you talked about having the regular color and like a shock color.
Yep.
I normally am bad about only having like one jerkbait rod.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, you know what? I need to put 2 so I can do that. And that's exactly what I did, because they were following my shad color. They wouldn't buy it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna throw this crazy color over there, and that's what they wanted. So I like your style. I just need to get, I guess, three more rods or so I can just go wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what it is, but when you're in a tournament, it's so hard to tie a bait on, versus just picking it up if you got it there rigged. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that'll stop you from tying something different on, taking the time.
Ain't that the truth, man? We always say it's a fisherman's worst enemy is just, let me take just a whole minute to tie a new bait on.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy talk. I'll just keep throwing this for the next 7 hours.
Yep.
That can't be the bait. It's where I'm throwing it. That's got to be the problem. And then it turns out the whole time you've been throwing at 10 million fish, but you just need to make a little adjustment.
So before we go any further on that, so we're talking bait and color. What's your jerkbait rod setup? Do you have a couple different, one that you just found that you like, and you have 4 or 5 of those rods? What is it for you?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of unorthodox when it comes to that. I do everything on a spinning rod and reel if I can.
Nice.
If it gets below freezing, braid doesn't work. So if I see the temperature is going to be cold, I'll just put fluorocarbon on the spinning reel and get rid of the braid. But I got a 3,000 size spinning reel, and then I think it's a FX rod. It's like 7.1 or 7.2, just kind of, your standard medium heavy with a pretty fast tip. And I'll have 4 spinning rods laid out, and that's what I try to use. On the baitcaster side, I got a FX. It's like a 6.9 jerkbait rod. It's seems to do well for me. And my buddy kind of turned me onto this, but Luz has a skipping and flipping reel. It's got the gold spool for like skipping docks. The spool's real shallow. That casts a jerkbait real well. Minimal backlash, and so I'll have a couple of those rigged up as well. But I try to stick with the spinning rods if I can.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. I know you're not the only one. I have some buddies that also like to throw them on spinning reels over bait casts. So, and I dominantly probably use my bait cast, but I'm definitely not against using a spinning reel. Where I think I see Austin almost always. Austin, aren't you throwing it on a bait cast?
99% of the time. What pound line are you throwing? Did you say?
Yeah, I use 10 pound Seagar Red Label is what I've been on lately. They had a good deal on it on a Tackle Warehouse. Got like 1,000-yard spool for $30. So
there you go. Hard to beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. The thing with a baitcaster that I had problems with, a few years ago is just like if you get a backlash with 10-pound line, it can damage the line. And
sure,
when you find out your line's damaged is usually when you got something pulling on it. So.
Yeah, that is definitely unfortunate when something like that happens. No, I like it. That's good. Old school.
Yeah.
So kind of back to the color thing. What, in your opinion, and maybe it's a day-to-day thing, what do you think is a little bit more important? Color of jerkbait or profile size of jerkbait?
I would go with color. I mean,
color over profile?
Yeah, I try to keep things simple. So, I mean, I pretty much throw the 110 and the 110 Junior +1. I mean, that's it. I like throwing the Junior just if, I feel like I've shown them the 110 normal size. It seems like maybe some days the Junior will get another bite or two, but it's the hooks on it are small, and you'd rather have, if you hook a fish, I'd rather have it hooked on a 110 than a 110 Junior.
Sure.
But I don't really vary much from that. I stick with the mega basses.
Okay, that was my next question. Was are you a big mega bass, or do you switch around at all? Or
no, I mean there's other ones out there, and I'm sure they catch them just the same. It's just, I guess, what I have confidence in. So
that's probably half the battle is confidence, because once you lose confidence, you start questioning everything you do.
Yep,
that happens to me personally. So let's say you're, is there a specific depth of brush you like to target with a jerkbait? Does anything steer you away? You trying to stay like that, I don't know, 5 to 15 foot range? What's your zone you're looking for?
Yeah, I'd say 5 to 15. I mean, you could get a +1 Junior. You can get it down to 15. And if you weight it, you can get it deeper. But if your bait's, I don't like my bait falling at all. I want it to suspend. I want it to sit still. So you can get baits when it's get bites when it's sinking, but I've had way more luck with it suspending. So if you see some brush up shallow, that's like that 110 silent, that'll it floats. It'll float up very slowly. You can adjust that with putting different hooks on it. So if I see something 5 foot or less, I might throw that, and then 5 out to maybe 10 foot, the regular 110. And then if I get 10 foot or deeper, that's when I'll go to the +1.
Okay. Are you, whenever you do have to weight your jerkbaits, are you using suspend strips, suspend dots, wire on your hooks? Changing out your hooks altogether?
Yeah, I just do it with the hooks. If you put a Gamakatsu G Finesse size 5, I just put that on the front hook, and that kind of makes it sit like this, and then also it'll slightly sink. I mean, the density of the water is different depending on where you're at in the water column. It might be 45-degree surface temp, but it might be cooler or warmer below. So
right, it's going to kind of adjust how it changes. We saw that too in our last tournament, because it would sink a decent amount to a certain depth, and then like it would just hang out there, like it wouldn't go hardly.
Yeah.
And it took forever to get further down. We needed to go another like 3 feet, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience. I mean, sometimes I'll let them, if I got the slow sink going, I'll wait a minute before I even start. I'll give it a couple twitches, get it down, and just let it do its thing. Then once it kind of gets to the depth, you can pop your rod upwards or reel it up a little bit to get it back to the depth that your target's in. But
Right.
yeah, it's slow.
Interesting.
What about your that kind of leads into like your cadence? That's a thing on jerk baits. What's your normal cadence, and then how do you change that if needed?
Yeah, good question. I simplify that too. I'm pretty much jerk pause.
I love it. This is giving me so much confidence.
yeah, I don't. I'm sure there's other things I could do maybe to get more bites, but I don't. I would say never longer than maybe 10-second max pause, and the majority of the time probably a little closer to 5 seconds on the pause.
Mm-hmm.
If I've had some luck, like if you get a fish close to a boat and he looks like he might bite it, I might rip it one time hard, harder than normal. But other than that, I'm just a standard jerk pause.
Pause, I like it.
Yeah, I don't
stray
from it.
Is there anything you're doing? Like, let's say, obviously you're using your live scope, so or whatever front facing sonar, forward facing sonar you have. Is there anything like you get a fish that swims right up on your jerkbait? Is there any difference? You'll try to give it like a twitch, or anything different to try to get that fish or do you just keep going your normal pace?
I just keep going, and a lot of times I'll turn the scope.
There it is. There it is.
Well, and it's not. I think it's been proven. I was listening to some podcast the other day, but they can't sense the sonar that's being emitted. But I just turn it because I feel like if I'm looking at it, I do weird things.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
I always tell, like when I have somebody with me on a guide trip, I say, you got a fish following, act natural. Once you tell somebody a fish is following, they're
freaking out. They're changing.
They do the exact wrong thing. So if I got one that's like, ooh, he might actually bite, right? So I just turn the scope, and I mean, what else do you need to know? You're casting. There's a fish behind there.
Keep doing it.
Come on.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yes, for anybody who hasn't followed the last couple of tournament videos, it all started in tournament 1 for me. I was solo because Austin couldn't make the tournament, and I found a pattern which I thought was really weird, but I was throwing my A-rig, and I was getting tons of followers, but I was not getting bit unless I don't know how I figured it out. I guess I accidentally turned the scope away, and as soon as I did that, bam, it was on, and I was catching fish. And so I told Austin, and he's like, oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. They've had studies, just like you said, about live scope, and it doesn't matter. And sure enough, second or third fish, he's like, oh, I got a follower on my rig. I'm going to turn the scope away. 2 seconds later, bam, smoked it, 4-pounder. I was like, heck yeah. And I got him thinking about it.
Like we'd get a follower, and we're like, just look away. But I do kind of think it's the same thing. It was exactly what you're saying. It might not necessarily be, the fish can sense it, but it's that you change something or do something.
Yeah.
And with the A-rig, I've noticed I'm really bad about if I'm throwing it and here comes one, or one really charges it, that I think in my head, he's on there, and I move before he really gets a hold of it. So I just cost myself that fish. So I just don't look and then just keep doing what I'm doing. You catch almost all of them.
Yep. Yeah. You're more in tune to what's actually happening than versus, what you're seeing on the scope. Because I mean, how many times have you thrown out there and seen 2 or 3 come up on the A-rig? And, he's got, and you're doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He never had it.
And then
he might have had it if you wouldn't have done something dumb. But
exactly. And I've heard enough guys that are like, if I notice I got a follower, I'll give it a quick twitch and stuff, and then that gets in my head, and I'm like, well, maybe I need to be doing that. And then I just don't catch the fish. I just do better, like almost like you said. And this is kind of lead to another question. A lot of times we're in Austin's boat, not always, but these last 2 we have been in for our tournaments. We've been in Austin's boat, so I'm just in the back blind fishing. I don't care, just like we used to in the old days, and I tend to do pretty decent. But I was going to ask you, how much are you relying on your live scope to fish with a jerkbait? Or do you ever do any what Austin and I call blind jerking?
That sounds fun, but
One of my favorite hobbies.
Married man, huh? No, I rely on the scope. I mean, I don't necessarily need to watch the fish eat the bait on, while I'm looking at the screen, but it just helps you so much lining up. And
Sure.
So to answer your question, I mean, 99% of it is staring at the screen, unfortunately.
I see. How did you do it back in the day before scope? Did you just kind of
chase wind?
Chase wind.
Yeah, just hey, that secondary's got wind, and hey, that looks good there, and cast and hope.
That's important. I know it was interesting because in our last tournament, Austin and I fished, we were chasing wind with A-rigs and jerkbaits.
Yep.
But one of the teams that took second, they had 17 pounds, 1 ounce also. They told us they were specifically targeting banks with no wind. And I was like, that's wild. And Austin, were they using jerkbaits and A-rigs as well? Or were they mostly
they said A-rigs.
Okay.
That they were using. But yeah, we did find it weird that they were the complete opposite of us.
Same spots though. We talked like same kind of setups, but they were all no wind and we were team wind. So.
And they got first, or they
tied for first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. The wind. The wind can move. It moves bait fish and stuff around, but I mean I think having a live scope and being able to point at a target, trumps whatever the wind, where the wind may move fish around. I mean, so
might actually know what's actually there. Obviously, like if you're wasting your time or not.
Yep.
Because go ahead, Austin.
I've heard some people talk about this too. I want to get your opinion on it. Do you ever try and get out of the wind if it's a very cold, like north wind that's blowing in colder air? Like, do you then avoid wind? Is that ever a tactic? Or
well, I mean, the wind definitely can hurt you if you're trying to hold your boat still and cast at a target. So if it's a bank I want to fish, if there's wind on it, I'll approach it with my nose into the wind. I even sometimes, if it's kind of blowing you sideways into the bank, I'll let it blow me into the bank and I'll put my power poles down. And then I'll, so the back of my boat's kind of on the bank. And so I'm casting at that angle and then I'll pull them up. I'll go forward 10 feet and put them back down and, pick apart the targets. But yeah, the wind can hurt you when you're trying to live scope, at least from a boat and cast control perspective.
Is there such a thing as too much wind for jerkbait? Like you start getting real breezy. Is it just too hard to feel? Do you abandon at a certain time?
Yeah. You get a big wind and you get the bow in your line, and it gets frustrating, at least for me.
At that point, it's time to put the jerkbait down and pick up like an A-rig or something you can feel a lot better with.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, presentation's everything with a jerkbait. So
sure,
if the wind's affecting your presentation, it's already hard enough to catch them, and if you're fighting that wind, it just makes it impossible. Yeah.
Sure. What are your absolute favorite conditions for throwing a jerkbait? Paint us a picture on a nice January day if you're going to go out tomorrow and pick your weather for throwing. So you're going to catch another 24-pound bag in our tournament.
Yeah, I like probably the day before a front comes through. I call it an Ozark kind of day. It's kind of cloudy. The air's warm. You got a little breeze, not an overwhelming breeze, and then that temperature is going to drop off at some point in the afternoon. I just think in general, any time of year, right before that front comes through, you put the boat in and you're like, oh, they're going to bite today. And more often than not, when you get those conditions, that they do.
Nice. Well, that's good. On those cloudier days, again, I'm sure you probably have your same 5 still. Are you ever a big white jerkbait guy? I know Austin and I love white on cloudy days. Are you?
Yeah. I throw the white a lot, like French pearl, or they got Mega Bass has a couple colors, or even I'll try to get out. This is kind of like a matte white I don't know the name of it, but yeah, I definitely keep white in the mix too. It's one that I'll play with.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right. I had one more question about maybe this will lead into another thing. What's your favorite kind of bank? You said earlier you talked about you want to get your jerkbait to kind of match the angle of the bank. You like throwing it on channel swings, secondaries. You go out to the main lake. You kind of hit it all. What's your pick?
Yeah, I catch them on 45-degree banks with the +1, and then I catch them. You'll catch them in the backs of coves where it's flat, where there's brush. I don't really. It ain't my favorite bank. It's their favorite bank. So
I see.
If I see fish following the A-rig or following the jerkbait, then I just slow down and pick the area apart. I mean, there's definitely days, say if you practice for a tournament and you caught them on the channel side of the bank and you left it and said, okay, I'm going to hit this on game day. And then you come back there and they're not there. I mean, you go look at the flatter side, more than likely they'll be over there or they'll be towards the back. But I just kind of let them, I don't really target specific banks, to be honest with you. I just look for what the fish tell me. And I look, if I got a cove that has fish in it, I'll fish the channel side, the flat side, the back with brush in it. I'll check the main lake too. So I won't fish. Hey, I'm fishing the channel side in this creek and I'm gonna go to the next creek and fish the channel side. If I got bit in one particular creek on the channel side, well, I'm gonna go look on the flat side too. And I'm gonna look in the back as well.
So, investigate the whole area.
Yeah, it's kind of like more area than pattern, I would say, is at least how I think of it.
Nice.
Okay. That's interesting. I like that approach. So into that, when you're looking for said area, are you using the jerkbait a lot as a search tool to kind of cover water quickly and figure out, am I in the right area, or do you lean on other baits for that and then clean up, or what?
Yeah, I like using the A-rig for the search bait, really. So you can just cover a lot more water a lot quicker with the A-rig. So it usually they'll usually show themselves with the A-rig. It's a good indicator if there's a decent population of fish in a particular cove or creek or whatever. So, and then with the jerkbait, if it's a jerkbait only tournament, of course I'll only be throwing a jerkbait. But even if I saw followers on the A-rig in practice, I just feel like you can pick stuff apart a little better with a jerkbait. So I'll always have that on deck too, even in an A-rig tournament.
Nice.
And do you, like, if you go down the bank with the A-rig and you see followers, you don't necessarily get bit, will you circle right back? Like, you go down the bank, will you just make a loop real quick and go right back down with the jerkbait, or do you feel like you need to give it a little bit of time? Or
yeah, I typically give it time. If I might hit a pocket or a cove, say I caught 3 keepers in a cove in the morning. If you catch 3 keepers, you probably had 15 followers. So I'll go somewhere else and then give it a couple hours and hit it again. Yeah, I go back and hit stuff pretty often, especially if I saw a lot of activity there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're looking around, you'll you wanted to fish this brush pile here, and then, oh shoot, there's something over there, but my boat's out of position. I'll drop a pin on it or whatever, and then make note of it and have a better approach as far as hitting that spot when I come back to that area.
Right. Makes sense. That's probably somewhere where we go wrong a lot. Is we don't always recycle spots, even if we've caught fish there.
We've gotten better about it, though. That's for sure.
We definitely has been a downfall of like, oh, we caught a couple fish there and we just never revisit it for the day, or we had activity, but we don't give it another try.
Yeah. I mean, they group up this time of year. So, and there's a lot of dead water. So it's not easy to find them. So if you got something that's got a few fish on it, it's definitely worth hitting again.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Always seems like there's bite windows too. Seems like maybe
I'd agree with
every
that.
day's different, but like 10 to 1 just always seems slow for me this time of year. And then, seems like between maybe 1 and 3, you'll get a couple extra bites.
Interesting. So again, this might we'll see how this gets answered, but how important is different rock size at different times of year? So like right now, I know Austin and I have had the conversation in the past. I want to say was it Marcus Sequoia, Austin, that
Yeah,
said
Marcus.
that used to say bigger rock. Correct me if I get this wrong. Bigger rock in like January, and then it progressively gets smaller all the way up into the spawn.
Yeah.
And do you have any input on any of that? Do you pay attention to any of rock size and chunk rock or any of that or?
Yeah, I mean, not so much the chunk rock or the different kinds of rock, like one's better than the other, but um, some of the rock here, it's pretty, I don't know, cavernous, if that's a word. So they they hide in that. That's where that +1 junior comes into play, following the bank that's has this sort of slope to it.
Mhm.
A lot of times it'll be that bigger rock and it'll just look like a rock bank. You won't see the fish, but if you can get that jerk bait down close to them, you'll see, fish shoot out and get your jerk bait. So I guess my answer would be I like bigger rock, stuff that's kind of scattered, stuff they can get under and sit under and ambush something if it swims by.
I see.
Yep.
Interesting. Let's see what else do I got here. So, I saw, or you talked about you have jerk baits that are loud and silent. Is there one that you typically do better on, or does it just kind of depend on the day?
Yeah, it just depends on the day, kind of like what you guys experienced the other day, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever color you had, they liked more than the other one, and then that was the one for the day. So you can't. I don't ever say, oh, it's a pro blue kind of day, or it's I'm going to experiment with both.
I see.
A brighter color and a more natural color. I'm going to throw both of them on pretty much every time I go out there.
That's got to be where I go wrong so often. Is it's like, okay, well, it's the same sunny conditions and about the same wind and wind direction and speed as it was 3 weeks ago, and I caught them like this. And then you go out and you do it, and you're like, well, I can't catch anything. So I feel like that's where my confidence gets all shaky. I'm like, oh man, this isn't working. So, but no, I want to ask you, what's one tip you'd give somebody who's new to learning how to fish a jerkbait?
Well, I would keep it simple. I would go with a jerk pause, of course. I would put it on a spinning reel. I just think it's easier to cast. You got the drag kind of in play if you do hook a fish and it's not hooked real well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to keep your bait close to the targets, whether it's a brush pile or a 45-degree bank. You kind of got to follow, at least when you're fishing a steeper bank. Make sure your jerk bait's getting down there and make sure you're following the contour of the bottom of the lake.
I see. So, like, let's say you're parallel the bank. I guess that's how you would do it. You parallel the bank to like kind of keep that same depth. Is that how you're doing it? Or are you staying out and you're probably doing more of the parallel work in the bait than you are from staying out and casting in and working it out? Or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, no, I'm perpendicular, so I'm out and then I'm making a 90-degree cast straight at the bank and bringing it down.
Bringing it down that way.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I had another question, but it just blanked my mind. Austin, any other? Oh, I know. So you said kind of keeping your bait in that target zone.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sweet spot there? You want to like keep it a foot or two above the fish's heads? You want to try to get it like right there in their face? Is there kind of just depends on the day also?
Yeah, if I'm fishing brush or sticks, I try to, I got plug knockers, so I'm not worried about getting. Most of the time that'll get it out. So I try to bury it in the brush, honestly. Maybe my first cast, it'll be a little further out. The target might be at 80 foot. Mm-hmm. So just by chance, if something's aggressive, he might swim out of the brush pile and eat it. But other than that, I try to tick the limbs. And then when I'm fishing those steeper banks, I would say 2 or 3 foot, off the bottom is kind of my target. Yeah. I've seen it with the A-rig. You'll roll it over there and nothing will happen because you're not close enough or whatever. Then if you get that jerkbait down there and you get it close, you'll see 2 or 3 fish come up.
Yeah. Well, I know that or at least me, I think Austin too. We typically don't. We're usually like, oh no, we don't want to get hung up in this brush pile, so we try to keep it 2 to 3 feet above the brush while we're throwing. But that's interesting to hear that you're basically trying to tick the branches of the brush pile or the sticks or whatever you're fishing. So that's good info.
I mean, you can't lose baits sitting at home. So I mean, you already bought a boat. You already put gas in your boat. You already paid the entry fee.
I got this big box full of baits. Look how many I can lose.
Right. Yeah. Just break the $25 off. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, $25 at a time is totally fine.
Always makes me feel good. I feel like Mega Bass just laughs at me. Just laughs at all the anglers like they're gonna buy another one.
Yep.
Oh. How many? This is a hilariously side question. How many bills do you break off your Mega Bass jerk baits?
Oh, I got like 20 of them sitting in the garage. I heard you could ship them back and for a fee get them replaced, but I don't know anybody that's done that. So
I've shipped back like 3 of them.
Say now you do.
Really?
Yeah, they cost like $8 or $10 or something at the time when I did it. But they would only do it if, like you said, it just broke like on a fish, or it just broke like if they had any signs of like being fished hard, or it looked like it hit a dock, or something obvious. They wouldn't repair it for.
Wow. So $10 and they fixed 3 of them, or
10, however many you ship off. It was like basically just shipping is what I had to pay, which was like $10.
Wow.
That's pretty good if you get 20 of them.
God, that was probably pre-COVID the last time I did that. Now I just don't even deal with it. I just throw it away.
Well, was it a forum on their website or something?
I believe so. Or there was I think I maybe had to email them. Go to their customer service or their website and look at their contact or whatever. And I think I sent up a message, and I believe maybe that's how I did it.
Right on. Well, I need to get on that.
Yeah, I'll have to look at my email, and after this, maybe I can find it.
Yeah,
I see. Austin, got any other questions right now? I'm kind of going through mine.
I've got a couple. Well, a little bit just about. This is just really generic, but about shad. Like, do you ever get hung up on like needing to have the shad in the area, or again, are you just looking?
No, I don't. I mean, I can't say shad helps or hurts one way or another. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I've fished a cove with brush, not a shad anywhere, and every pile's got a couple in it. So I don't really pay attention to shad, honestly.
Got it. Like it. Now, what about somebody asked me if you ever fish metal? Do you ever fish metal, like boat slips or sunken docks or whatever? Do you think?
Yeah, no, they get on that. That's a piece of structure. They get on that just the same as brush. I can't say that I've ever seen a difference where, hey, they're on metal versus brush or vice versa. But the name of the game is just throwing at targets. A lot of the fish you can't see. They're in the pile, or they're in an old sunken lift or something, and you got to bring your bait over it. So yeah, I've definitely caught a lot of fish off of sunken lifts or old pieces of docks. Like I said, I'm not saying it's better than brush, but it's another target, and they hang out on them. So
are most of your bites coming on the pause or during the jerk action of whenever you're fishing your jerk bait?
I'd say the pause, the majority of them. You got one following, and you let it sit there, and then you go to jerk it the next time, and your rod's loaded up. Yep,
that's fun. That makes me excited for Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's see what
about you ever put scent on your jerk baits?
Oh, that's a good
I don't, but my son, he's got some kind of stick. I don't know. I think it's the Poppet stuff or something. It's blue. I don't know.
I'm not up to speed on the scents for hard baits or nothing, but I feel like I heard somebody or watched somebody and they were just putting it on there. I know they make stuff you can put on there that's supposed to make it like show up better on live scope.
Yep. I think that's what he was using. But
really?
This person using that, or if they're using like actual like scent. And I've been like, I should probably get some on the days that they get their face right on it. Looks like won't commit. I wonder if
it can't hurt anything, but no, I personally don't use it. I really haven't even experimented with it. I think I bought some bait fuel a while back, and then I just threw it away, honestly.
Yeah.
How long will you work a pile that you can see fish in and they just won't bite before you're just like, all right, these fish aren't eating? Like they are right up on it and they just aren't? Or do you just feel like eventually you get one?
No, I'll give it a couple casts. Your first cast is your best chance because it seems like once you suck them out, the way I think about it is they're away from their home. Once you kind of get them away from the pile or the object, whatever you're fishing, and you get them, in between that object and the boat, and they're just kind of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a ton of luck catching those. Now, sometimes they'll follow it out and they'll go back to the pile, and you can catch them. But yeah, I don't throw it the same pile a bunch.
Yeah.
If there's fish in there, that's when I'll come back in the afternoon or something.
Do you ever like make those casts they don't bite and then reposition your boat to try to hit them from a different angle? And you ever find success in that if you ever do it?
Yeah, if it's a slick day where the wind isn't really dictating where I need to put my boat, if I come back to a given stretch in the afternoon, I'll come down it the other way a lot of times. Just things will look different on scope as well.
Sure.
And then on top of that, kind of like you were saying, you'll be hitting it from a different angle, which doesn't hurt anything.
Sure.
Do you ever soak a jig in any of those spots? Like, there's fish in there. Maybe they came out of the pile, went back in. Do you ever, while you're there, follow up with a jig and just let it sit in there?
No, I don't. I make my son do that.
I love it.
Does he ever catch any doing that?
Yeah. I mean, he was on a little streak there. Like we fished 3 or 4 in a row where he caught a 5-pounder each time on a jig.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The way I work a jerkbait is almost as slow as a jig. So I mean, I don't have the patience for a jig, honestly.
Don't have a patience for a jig, but can work a jerkbait real slow. How is slow is slow? How long will you make one cast last if you see a fish on a pile?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty similar to like dragging a worm on a point or something. It could take a minute or two to work it back to the boat. Yep.
I see.
Yep.
But you always said you try to keep it, about a 10-second pause. You don't typically go any longer than that.
Yeah, a lot of times a lot less than 10 seconds, I'd say. Yeah,
I think a lot of times, I don't know, especially like at least our last tournament, what was our water temperature? I think it was like 50 or close to 50. I think I was maybe doing a 3-second pause. And I don't know what were you doing, Austin? You were caught more than me on the jerkbait. About 5. So
at the most, probably.
Yeah, I'd say a little gem here, the pause, and I just thought of this. If I'm gonna pause it for a while, it's gonna be over the brush pile. You might look at a brush pile, might not look like anything's there, and then you just kind of hang that jerkbait there for a while, and all of a sudden something will come swimming up out of the base. That's where I would go. That's where the 10 seconds would be, or even a few seconds longer.
Do you ever change up like the twitch when you get to it? I know you said you keep kind of the same cadence, but like you got the little bit longer, like kind of the harder like twitch when you get right to the sweet spot. Do you ever like kind of give it like a softer tap? So as far forward and kind of just goes a little bit side to side. Yeah,
when I'm like right above the jerk pot or right above the brush pile, or just coming in front of it, I'm not going to do a real hard snap. That's when I'll do maybe a little more subtle of a jerk. But those fish, you've seen them swim after the A-rig. I mean, they can hunt something down. So it's not like if they want something, they'll get it. So
I see. Interesting.
Do you ever target wave breaks for spots just to have fun?
Oh yeah, that's my jam. Yeah, not so much this time of year, but I mean, I love doing that all throughout the summer. I mean, for guide trips, that's what you got to do. That there's so many fish out there, and a lot of people just want to catch a few fish. They're not necessarily worried about size. Not that you can't catch a good fish out there,
right?
But yeah, I'm jerkbait on wave breaks. Yep, I'm all about that.
And you throw that like year round almost?
I would say probably like May to probably November.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Do you ever where did I had it in my head, now I lost it. Classic me. Let me see here. I lost it. There we go.
Right. I've got more questions about docks. So we got so many docks.
A lot of docks.
on Lake the Ozarks. How do you approach the docks? Do you look for banks without them? Do you look, if they're just there? What do you do?
I don't really pay attention to them. I don't, if they're there, fine. If not, I don't think docks are a bad thing. I will look at the type of boats on the docks, because if you're seeing bass boats, then that's an indicator there's going to be some brush around. But yeah, I don't pay a ton of attention to the docks, whether they're on a given stretch or not.
Are you mostly then like you're not really fishing the edges of the dock necessarily? You're more looking at the bank and the contours.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, in late summer, early fall, they get on corners of docks and across the support beams and stuff. But I don't really target the docks this time of year.
I see. Austin, I got an idea. Why don't can we pull up Navionics and pick out a bank and tell Andy, hey, Andy, show us where you would start on this bank?
Yeah, I can pull it up. It might take me a second.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
One question while I get that going.
Yeah. Let me see here. So, let's see. If basically, when do you throw in the towel with the jerkbait? Do you just like, if they're not eating it, it's like, okay, I can't force it, or do you in the back of your mind you can get them to eat this if you find the right fish, or do you just it's not working?
Well, I mean, for me, December through March, the jerkbait's going to work. So that's kind of like I was saying earlier with guiding. That's kind of taught me that if you're fishing an area and you're not seeing fish, you're not getting bit, make a move 2 or 3 miles one way or another, and a lot of times you'll get some feedback pretty quickly. I mean, it's like in your tournaments, every single tournament that you guys put on for your winter series, guys are going to catch them on jerkbaits. So
sure, it's just that time of year, like you said.
Yeah.
How much of a difference do you think water clarity makes on a jerkbait? Like if you got a real, obviously color will come into effect, but do you have more confidence throwing a jerkbait in clear water, a little more stained water, or just pure chocolate milk, or you got?
I like a little stain,
Stain?
Between maybe 2 foot and 4 foot of visibility. I mean, I don't know what the color's like down by the dam. I haven't been down there in a while.
Clear.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd kind of want something with a little stain, maybe like getting to the glaze area and up.
Yeah, see, that's what that's what kind of blew our minds a little bit on our tournament. Was we were in, pretty darn crystal clear water, and it was the bright one they wanted, which we were like, okay, I guess they can just see it that good, and they're just like, oh, that looks great. So they were smacking it.
Yeah, you gotta listen to what they tell you.
Yeah,
for sure. Let's see. Andy, would you like to look at a cove that has a defined creek channel such as these with the dark blue line, or would you like me to pick something that's not a mile and a half long?
Let's do both.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
Okay, we'll zoom into this one that's a little shorter first. Downing Branch.
Pick up my pen.
When you first would look at a map this time of the year, what would be your first area that you would like to check out normally?
When you come in that creek there on the right hand side, the other side.
Oh, you come in. Okay,
gotcha, yeah, gotcha. I'm acting like I'm driving the boat.
Yeah, driving the boat.
Yeah, I might check that first little stretch there.
This little stretch right here.
Yeah, so that's closer to the main lake.
Looks pretty steep. Yep.
Yep. Then I would that next little cove there.
This little one right here.
Yeah, I can't really tell the contours, but I would definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. This one doesn't
have the depth shading, but yeah, I would. I'd look around back there where it got flat.
This little section, maybe look for some brush. Would you be looking for brush like off the bank, just kind of in the gut here?
Yep, I'd be looking for brush there, and then maybe some on the bank as well, in between the docks.
Gotcha.
And if I roll through there and didn't get any feedback, I'd probably move further into the creek, like that one a little further towards the back on the left. Yep. There's like looks like a little splitter back there. It's got that little cut there on the right. I might look there.
Back in here.
Yep. And then look
Third
back.
Mary.
Look in the back there where it says shallow area. See if there's any brush there on that flat.
Gotcha.
So there you've kind of looked at main lake as well as, you know, the back of a creek.
Right.
And then, you know, before I got out of there, I definitely go that splitter there in the back. Check that secondary, and then look for brush back there on either side of that splitter.
Would you look at this channel swing at all for like rock changes, or was that something that you wouldn't necessarily?
Yeah, that's sort of looks like +1 territory for me there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I would, you know, I'd start out front towards the main lake and then
kind of
towards the back.
Work your way in, and you'd pretty well would approach the same thing if we went to say we look at Lick Branch, which is gigantic compared to just look at. But
Lick's got tons of brush in the back of it, I believe.
Yeah, it does have a lot of crappie fish back there a lot.
Yeah.
But same thing, would you be like looking at some of these stretches that are a little bit longer compared to what the other one was, or?
Yeah, I would definitely check out the main there on the left-hand side. But honestly, I don't know why that little cut there on the left-hand side that stands out for me. I mean, my eyes are drawn to that more so.
Yeah.
You know, look back in there, and then it looks like it kind of bumps out to a little point. It might be a little flatter, like right there. You know, look around there, and then you know, if I look through that sort of stuff and not seeing any fish following, then I'd probably move a little further to the back.
Just kind of work your way in.
Now, while you're driving all this, are you using your side scan just to find brush and locate it, and then pulling up and fishing it with a live scope, or are you just are you scoping everything?
Yeah, no, I definitely use my side scan a ton. You know, just to
locate.
Yep, see the targets, and then the scope to me is you know, kind of the magnifying glass. You kind of drop that down and see what you really got.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to say, what is this, Lick Branch?
Yeah, this is Lick Branch.
I mean, how many little creeks or secondary little coves are there? I mean,
you could spend all day in here.
And
not cover it probably.
For whatever reason, there could be, you know, just fish in one of them. So it's kind of that's kind of for me where the A-rig comes into play. You know, just
cover that ground and figure out where you maybe need to go.
Yep, and then
the dead water.
And the jerk bait to kind of you know, pick it apart, maximize it.
Interesting.
Do you ever, Andy? This is a good example back here. Do you ever have any luck, or do you ever even fish docks like this? These are kind of what I would call the condo style docks that come out over a lot deeper water.
Are you saying like on the ends of them, like off a cable or something?
Yeah, like the ends on the cables, or even down like the front edges or something. Let's say the wind was blowing in here, right? Is that something that you ever fish?
No, I haven't. I haven't had any luck with that this time of the year. I mean, I try to. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, every fish I catch comes off something that is attached to the bottom. So yeah. So I don't really. Not saying they're not out there, but I haven't ever really caught them on cables or crossbars or any of that sort of stuff, at least this time of year. Not that I've given it a ton of effort, but
but you're primarily looking for something attached to the bottom. So that's good. Yep. Good advice.
Yeah. Yep. Very good.
Something good to think about.
Yeah. And then the back of that cove there, Lick Branch. I mean, there's brush back there. I'm sure there's fish back there.
Yeah. I guarantee you there is.
How shallow is too shallow for your jerkbait? You, like you said, 5 feet. Are you going to jerk in 5 feet with a Megabass 110?
Yeah, I will if there's some brush there. Yep, that's where I'll use the silent. Yep. Yeah, I think I caught one last week in like 6 foot. It was in the back of a pocket and it was kind of flat. But I mean, if you get back there and it's 5 or 6 feet deep and you're seeing a couple little pieces of brush and you're not seeing fish following, then you know that's kind of your indicator that I kind of crossed the line here. I'm a little too shallow. Now 5 or 6 feet on a bank that's, you know, a bank like this, and the brush is up in 5 foot or even 3 foot, you know, that's definitely something worth hitting. But as far as the back of a cove or where it's flat and it's only 5 foot deep, I haven't had a ton of luck with that this time of year.
I see.
This person says you can call Dave Holbrook too. He returned some jerk baits.
Oh, right on. I'll just ship them to him.
Shipping fee, extra fee.
Yeah, I got like 10 of them. He can have one of them.
If I can't find my email and find the info, you can call him. He might be able to help you.
Good info.
Do you find that if you throw like one that's not silent up that shallow, do you think it scares the fish? Kind of intimidates them a little bit if you're not, or do you catch them also with a regular 110?
Yeah, no, I catch them with a regular 110. I just like the if I'm fishing shallower, I like the silent. Just like I said, it's a little more buoyant and it'll almost it'll rise a little bit.
A little bit better.
Yep.
Interesting.
Less chance of getting snagged, and I just like a silent bait too. I mean, I don't. Maybe 25% of my fish I catch are on the silent, so it's not like it's my main player, but it definitely has gotten me some key bites.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's gotta be something different. I don't know how many people are throwing that.
Yeah, they don't cast real well, so that's that might be
a downfall. Yeah, I could
see a spinning rod there, Austin. Come on.
It casts better with a spinning rod. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah. It's kind of, it can be tough on a jerkbait. It doesn't have that weight transfer in it. It can be tough to cast on a bait caster.
My spinning rods don't get much love. They get a lot of love when I go smallmouth fishing up north, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I love mine. I'm not afraid to throw it on it. I'll definitely that'll be my extra rods to tie on extra jerkbaits next tournament, because I'm really guilty of just having about one color tied on. And then I wasn't lazy last tournament, but a lot of times I'll be too lazy and be like, I'll just pick up the A-rig.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. But no, I like it. It seems like other conversations we've had, your A-rig similarly searching, kind of your search bait. Yep. And then you slow down and break it down with the jerkbaits. And that can definitely give some key bites. And I don't know, for whatever reason, Austin had that awesome spot on our last tournament that came off the jerkbait. And that was that a bluff end we were fishing?
Yeah, bluff end. We got a question here too about some key colors. You got any like colors you just want to throw out that are kind of some of your favorites that you mix in your rotation?
Yeah, I think they call this Ozark shad, maybe.
Got it.
I think I have that. Throw that a lot.
Good color.
I like the Pro Blue.
These are all mega bass too, by the way. For
yeah, mega bass. And then I like, this is similar to the other one. I don't know. I forget what they AK Toro, something like that.
Bright and gaudy.
Yep, that's one of my loud colors I like. You can get lost in the mega bass colors,
You sure, dude, it's wild, and all the little codes they have of what's what. One color's got a little different foil on it or something.
Yep. So, like I said, I try to break it down to just shad and then something loud, not shad. But I've had a lot of luck with the orange, some yellows, and then just whatever shad color you like. I mean, whatever looks good to you. I can't really say that the Pro Blue is better than the Ozark shad, or whatever. To me, they're really pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever try to like sunny day if there's someone with like a gold flash versus like a silver flash, or just anything that's got a reflective shad flash?
Yeah, I haven't dove into it that far, with the gold versus the silver. I do like a little bit of orange. I like the ones with the orange belly.
I see.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll even take like the Ozark shad. I'll just take like a spike it pin, like the orange dye pin, and just color a little bit of orange on the belly.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a big fan of orange. I don't know. It's just
orange over chartreuse for you.
Yeah, recently, the past couple of years. Yeah,
a little flavor. Now is your spike it pen scented? That's the next
maybe question. That's why I'm getting bit. I don't know.
Yeah, you may not even know.
Yeah.
Tyler asked if we talked about weighting, which you did earlier. Do you want to go over that again real quick for some people?
Yeah, sure. I accomplished the weighting with the hooks. So for me, like on a Mega Bass 110, You can put a Gamakatsu number 5 G finesse on the front hook. That'll the majority of time make it sink a little. And then, if you need it to sink a little more, just depending on the density of the water because of the water temp, then you can throw another number 5 Gamakatsu G finesse like on the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try to keep the jerkbait. I kind of want it sitting like this, nose down.
Right.
I try not to let that happen. So
Got it.
in line that position. So I try to get the weight towards the front, but I'm majority of the time just accomplish that with the hooks.
That's good. I need to order some of those.
Yeah.
So you asked, so you aren't worried about hook size. So it doesn't seem like it because you just go to that size hook.
Yeah. It's a number 5, Tyler. The number, what is it? The number 4 is a little bigger and you can get the hooks can get tangled. So for me, the number 5 is the sweet spot.
And you don't ever mess with, you keep on all your other mega bass or all your other baits, you never change out. Like I know some people don't like the mega bass hooks that come with them.
Yeah.
You just leave them in stock.
I'm good with them. I like them. I like the G finesse too, but if you put all G finesses on there, then your bait the majority of time sinks a little more, and I like it too. So I don't have a problem with the mega bass hooks. I do. I buy you could buy them on Tackle Warehouse, the actual mega bass hooks, and I got that's my little hook box there, and I've got a bunch of the stock mega bass hooks in there.
Right, ready to rock.
Yep.
In case you break one, because they do break fairly. I don't know if you pull on it wrong, it'll snap it.
Yeah.
Bend it back and forth.
Yeah, I'll change hooks throughout the day. I'm always keeping an eye on those hooks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially if you're throwing shallow.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they are brittle, small.
Yep.
Do you ever worry about changing them because they're getting dull from bouncing off the bottom, or you mostly worry? Yeah, that's it.
Yep, the majority of the time, or even if you snag brush or something, you snag a limb, it'll knock that point off there.
You ever use a hook file, or you always change them?
I will, if I'm lazy and in a hurry. But if it's like a team tournament and someone else can be up there fishing, then I'll, more often than not, I'll swipe the hooks out. But that does kind of become an issue if it's pretty cold and your hands aren't working. It can be frustrating. So I'll usually have a couple of the same exact jerk baits loaded up and ready. If
just
I'm not
the bait instead. Good idea.
Yeah.
Because I know from experience, a mega bass hook goes in your thumb really, really, really easy.
Sure does.
And those things are like needles, man. So
it's very fun being the guy who gets to pull it out of his thumb.
And I'm like, oh no.
That was during a bash.
Yeah, it was.
It was cold and he was miserable.
And the crappie I
Shook.
took it off, and the hook got in the glove, which wasn't in me yet. And then I tried to pull that out, and some way or another, it just jammed right into my thumb. And I was like, all right.
They get into everything, that's for sure.
Yeah,
white bass are the worst, man. I don't even let them in the boat. You try to grab one of them and it's got a jerkbait in its mouth,
that's danger.
Yeah, very much so. On some guide trips, we'll be fishing and guys will swing them in and I'll unhook them. No, sir.
Please don't.
No, can't have that. Those white bass, man, they sense your fear. You go to grab them, and that's right when they shake.
Yep.
They're very aggressive.
Try not to let them in the boat.
I love it. That's great. If anybody else has any questions, now's the time to chime in. But I think I got everything I've got asked. We're just over the hour mark. Austin, you got anything else for Andy?
No, other than how can people reach you if they want to get on a guide service trip or?
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, my cell, you could just call or text me. My cell phone number is 636-751-8816. And, I could take you out bass fishing. I do probably the majority of my trips are crappie. So, I love crappie fishing. We can, you can come out, get you a couple bags of crappie, to take home and fry up. And then if you want to interested in staying at our resort, the number's 573-346-2642. You can call that. That's a cell. My wife or I'll answer. And then, we're on Facebook at ripplingwatersresort.com. So you can always reach out to us there as well.
Awesome.
That's
I
great.
do have one more question for you, Andy, and that is, are you planning to come to fish any more of the Winter Series tournaments with us this year?
Yeah, I plan on fishing all of them.
Awesome.
I'll be
Cool.
there. Yeah, it's a great time. That's a great tournament you guys put on, and it's just a good atmosphere. And
Thanks.
I like being there, and you guys put a lot of effort into it, and you guys care about it, and it shows.
Thanks.
Thanks. We
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack Uxa here has commented that paddlefish trips are your specialty. I don't know if that's sarcastic or if they really are.
I'm semi meticulous about my boat, so I do paddlefish trips, man. But
do you put like a tarp down?
I just like rope them over the side. Actually, I try to borrow my son's boat. His boat looks like his room, so I mean, you could fillet a paddlefish on his front deck, and it wouldn't look any worse.
Man, just beating Caden down. Boom, boom, boom.
I think I saw him walk by in the background. Was that him that walked by?
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself there, Caden?
I keep it pretty clean, I think.
Yeah.
Not what we just heard, man.
Don't let him lie to you.
I caught like 40 gar out of it today, so
There you go.
Ooh.
That tells you what you need to know.
got the gar slime on it. Right now.
That tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
Andy's like, never in my boat would I boat a gar.
No, I'm sure he was boat flipping them, and they were flopping around.
What would happen if Caden took your boat paddle fishing and then just made it a mess and brought it back and didn't tell you, and you came home and saw that? What would your reaction be?
He might as well just keep the boat in his truck and just drive somewhere else. He ain't welcome in my house anymore. Just keep the boat. You're done. That's your inheritance.
That's your inheritance.
That's your inheritance.
We've got another comment that's talking you up. Says you're the best fisherman on the lake.
Yep. Hey, that's my mom. I'll take it. Thanks for watching, Mom.
That's cool. Very cool. But Andy, we just want to thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us. It's been a lot of good little nuggets of information, and that's what this is all about, just sharing a little bit of info with some of our followers and people who are just looking to get better, including Austin and I. So
yeah, that's what it's all about, learning. So I appreciate you guys reaching out to me and having me on. It was a good time.
Absolutely. Again, we just want to remind everybody that our next tournament is January 17th. You can pre-register now at our website. You don't pay at our website. You still pay tournament morning, but it saves your boat number, and boat number does matter because if there is a tie, that is the tiebreaker. So that is important. So make sure you get pre-registered now. Save your spot.
Caden called me at the last tournament, just so you know, Andy, and I told him to pre-register, and he said he was going to, and he didn't. And then he came the next morning, and I don't know, you guys lost like 15 boat places or something at least.
You're like both 70.
No, I'm shocked. That don't sound like it. Hey, also with your tournament, something to remember: Alhana is off limits, right?
Alhana is off limits.
Yeah.
So don't pull in there and think you're going to fish a little brush pile on the way in.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Alhana is off limits,
Yeah.
and you need to be in line to weigh your fish. Not you guys. You guys have never had a problem, but we've had some issues with people that don't get in line in time to weigh fish.
yes.
Oh.
30. You get a half an hour after tournament closes, and it's in our rules. You can call or get a hold of us and say, hey, we need a couple minutes, and we'll give you some grace period there.
Yeah.
But you have to tell us, hey, boat number such and such needs a couple extra minutes, and we'll give you some grace.
Right. You don't have to be in line. You just have to notify us that you have fish to weigh, and then we'll wait for you. But otherwise, the scales will close a half an hour after they open. Then we got Tyler Pohl here. That's telling us again, don't forget to buy a hat and bring it. So if nobody's familiar with the Mo bonus, which we have hats and shirts we sell for the tournament for $20. If you're one place out of the money, just like Nathan's hat there, you get your entry fee back. And Tyler, he didn't bring his hat one time, and he bought it and didn't bring it, and so he didn't get the money. So he's always reminding people that too.
We had a guy last tournament that forgot his hat, so he bought another one. We're like, hey, thanks for the support. Now you're covered.
Yep. I'll grab one at the next one for sure.
Cool. Thanks. But no, other than that, we can put a bow on this and wrap it up. And thank you guys so much for joining us. And I know I've enjoyed this conversation a lot.
Yeah, a lot of good information. And everyone check out Andy for a guide trip and go hang out at his resort.
That includes me and Austin. We need to get together and see if we can all get in a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime, man. I'll be here.
That would be cool. So, all right. Well, other than that, thanks for watching. We'll be doing this again in February. Not sure who, not sure when. Watch our socials. And hopefully you can find out when the next one will be. So until next time, we'll see you then.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
See ya.